It's safe to say we're firmly in the next stages of AI development and deployment, and there's a lot to keep track of. How do you best deploy Microsoft Copilot? How do you defend against, this next generation of AI fueled attacks, phishing, deepfakes? Or how do you integrate, additional solutions like MDR? All these things are super important topics in the channel right now. I'm really excited to be joined by three different experts from OpenText, the sponsor of this video, to discuss all of these topics and more. My first guest I'm excited to introduce is Linda Mahabir, the lead Microsoft Partner Success Manager at OpenText. Linda, thanks so much for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me.
Linda, there's been a lot of investment in AI in the channel over the last few years, but what do solution providers really need to be doing to make sure, they're investing in the right things to deploy solutions like Microsoft Copilot in the most effective way?
Well, Caleb, MSPs can set themselves up for success with AI and security by adopting Microsoft's deployment and security best practices because the last thing we need is for any unexpected data leaks, oversharing, and misuse of AI. So, this means applying zero trust principles to add multiple layers of protection to the Microsoft tenant. And these layers include things like data protection, identity and access management, app and device protection and management. You get the point. So, because Microsoft 365 Copilot inherits your security and compliance controls, it's important to take necessary steps to secure access, protect sensitive data, and govern Copilot usage. So, this way, MSPs can be completely and effectively prepared for AI and Copilot.
What are some of the top priorities that solution providers should have as they look to roll out these new technologies?
Well, first, before starting on the path to AI, it's really important for every organization, MSPs included, to pause and think through five important questions. So, what are your goals for AI in the first place? What are the pain points within your organization that can be addressed with AI? What are your current capabilities? And does your organization have a data strategy in place? And do you have the necessary infrastructure and resources to support AI initiatives? So each of these elements will help guide and shape how MSPs can bring AI internally and into their customers' organizations. Then, to ensure that smooth AI implementation for themselves and their clients, MSP should invest in adopting Microsoft's deployment and security best practices, as I mentioned. Then they can implement AI tools like Microsoft 365 Copilot in a pilot environment. And this approach will help them make sure that it's working as expected. Then they'll organically become familiar with using generative AI to automate tasks and save time and work smarter and do all of those wonderful things that AI will do. But this will be in a secure and compliant manner before rolling it out to the broader organization. And this recommended best practice can be replicated with customers, of course. And then finally, investing time in training programs such as the Level Up CSP or CSP Masters training offered by both Microsoft and OpenText. It's crucial. These programs provide practice development, sales, technical trainings, teaching partners how to sell by leading with value and demos, and how to manage, deploy, and build key solutions incorporating their own services and value.
Excellent. I think an important part of delivering technology is also to be able to practice what you preach. MSPs have hoped, I think, for NFR licenses with Microsoft Copilot. What's the story around that? Can you give me any background?
Well, right now, there are no NFRs or not for resale licenses available, or trials or product benefits for Copilot. So that makes it challenging for MSP partners to really effectively position and sell the product without purchasing the licenses themselves. So, to address this challenge, there's a workaround. Microsoft has made a demo platform available for MSP partners to deliver Copilot click through simulations that offer the next best thing to having the actual Copilot license. And this is a great way to demonstrate practical applications and use cases within Microsoft 365 apps for various lines of business. But the great news is that starting January 22nd of 2025, Microsoft will introduce more than 20 in-demand product licenses for partners to use internally, including Microsoft 365 Copilot products. So Partners will be able to access these benefits by purchasing partner benefit packages, solution partner designations, or specializations. And what's great is that these new packages offer comprehensive support, advisory benefits that'll help partners accelerate business growth, scale operations, and stay up to date with key technologies like Copilot.
I think that's some great news for solution providers who are hoping to have more smooth deployments of Microsoft Copilot in the new year. So, Linda, thanks so much for joining me here.
Thank you so much for having me.
My next guest to join me is Tyler Moffat, Senior Security Analyst and Community Manager with OpenText. Tyler, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on, Caleb. I appreciate it.
Tell me, how can solution providers prepare themselves and their clients against these new AI fueled attacks that we're seeing across the industry?
Yeah, that's a good question. You definitely want to prepare for more sophisticated social engineering attacks. This is by far like the easiest for criminals and nation state bad actors to leverage immediately, and we're already seeing it. Gone are the days where the standard tips of watching out for broken English, incorrect grammar, you name it. That's all been fixed permanently for the criminals, right? So I suggest investing in AI-powered security tools that can help against, sophisticated threats like, this next gen of phishing, if you will. But I also want to talk about critical vulnerabilities, like these exploits that are essentially backdoors into common software and firmware, right? Many businesses and MSPs are well aware of the hardware and software that can get owned by these 0 days and essentially backdoors and allow, to leverage to move laterally in the background. It usually leads to something super nasty like ransomware. And so criminals are essentially using these AI tools to leverage these exploits as soon as they're released and break in the news. So solution providers also need to leverage this power. And there are tools that utilize AI to implement, robust patch management and continuous vulnerability assessment to counter this automated exploitation.
Yeah, that all sounds kind of terrifying, right? I think you've seen such an uptick in attacks of all kinds. They're only going to get more intense. So I think, what are the kinds of trainings that solution providers need to do for themselves and provide clients right now? What does that look like, to be able to identify these attacks?
Yeah, it's a good question. We're proactively monitoring for sophisticated social engineering attacks, specifically also like deep fake and voice cloning technologies. These AI techniques, they really convincing impersonations of CEOs, CFOs, basically anyone who's going to, intimidate an employee into doing something with haste that they regularly wouldn't because of manipulated sense of urgency. And so what can you do for these types of security training and solutions? What can be offered? I highly recommend enhanced security awareness training that includes examples of deepfakes, AI phishing attempts, hands-on simulation. This is one of my favorite of AI-powered social engineering attacks. You got to improve the recognition and the response, right? And implementing training and the use of secure communication channels and verification procedures is going to be huge. Many companies have been saved from huge giant attacks that would have been catastrophic if they didn't already have some sort of verification procedure and process, and even includes maybe having an uncomfortable question or conversation with what would be a high level executive. It's done for safety and security, right? And the biggest one that I think that everybody knows, and it's more on evening or cybersecurity vegetables, implementing multi-factor authentication. Absolutely huge. I cannot stress enough the exponential increase in security that you are providing by doing it. We do have a scale of convenience and security, and while multi-factor is another stage, I understand it's a little bit more inconvenient, but like I said, the increase to security is exponential, and it has to be leveraged.
That's great to hear. And yeah, so is there anything else that you would like to share about services, solutions OpenText is offering around AI?
Yeah, so AI is not new to OpenText or its products. The many products we have in the secure cloud portfolio have been using AI for like over 10 years now. So my direct experience is with our endpoint threat intelligence. And we've been training these AI and ML models for over a decade. And it's important to leverage AI strategically to keep up with the latest advancements, offensive and defensive AI technology, because it really is a cat and mouse game. With criminals, and our threat teams remain up to the challenge. I mean, we grow stronger and more powerful the more sensors we deploy, which is the networks and devices that we protect.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ty. I really appreciate it. I think your stuff about MFA, about deepfakes, is so timely. I've seen this technology myself in the video world progress rapidly. So glad to hear OpenText is, taking all this seriously.
Thanks for having me on, Caleb.
My last guest to join me is Andrew Murphy, the Senior Director of Product Marketing at OpenText. Andrew, great to have you back on the program.
Hey, Caleb, great to be back with you.
Perfect. So today we're going to talk a little bit about MDR, Managed Detection and Response. So can you just lay a little bit of framework for us and why this is so important to solution providers right now?
We have been listening to our solution providers, and what they have been asking for is help with the security expertise needed to support their SMB customers. They've been struggling with all the tools that they have to secure that overall environment and how to bring those together so that they can have a better experience, and the ability to have that backup, that support backup. So you've got 24/7 support, both automated and human, so that we've got our MSPs backs. The threat landscape is evolving, and the ability to quickly and effectively detect and respond to threats is absolutely critical.
So MDR is just going to be a critical part of the stack for solution providers for all different organizations, right? So what made then the Pillar acquisition, right, which happened a couple months ago now, why was that the move for OpenText in this space?
OpenText, we've had a couple of different approaches to MDR. We tried partnering with a third party. We tried building our own solution. And what we found is to really tailor something for the MSP space, it needs to be turnkey. It needs to fit in alongside the tools and the solutions that they already have. And the Pillar solution was the exact right space for us. They'd proven it with their MSP relationships that were built from the very beginning to provide solutions for the MSPs. And they fit so nicely alongside everything else that we have in the OpenText cybersecurity portfolio built for the MSP environment. And so we were excited to bring them on. We're relaunching that now as OpenText MDR, and that is hitting within this very month all of our go-to-market platforms for MSPs. So Secure Cloud, our Webroot consoles, our distribution partners, we're making OpenText MDR available, and it is the exact right solution for MSPs.
It sounds like it fits right into OpenText strategy, right? Channel focused, right? 100%.
100%. I agree with you. It's important not to completely outsource. If you're an MSP, if you're an MSSP, it seems that you almost have a choice of, hey, let me just go hands off and let a third party do all of this and kind of get cut out. Or you can have your own involvement as an MSP where you're providing your service and your expertise backed by us. So it's a more collaborative MDR delivery experience. And that is what allows each one of our MSPs to have their own special sauce when they deliver this to their customers. And that's just the right balance.
Andrew, this has been a great background on what the future looks like for the MDR program. Can you talk a little bit about what former Pillar clients can expect moving forward as well?
What is exciting to me is that we have an opportunity to invest in the overall solution stack. So if someone is already a Pillar MSP today, they will have seen enhancements in the platform because we've been able to invest in the solution. What gets even more exciting is realizing that we have this broader suite of MSP solutions that we can now bring to bear so that it becomes that much easier for a Pillar MSP to embrace the overall OpenText cybersecurity landscape. And so as Pillar becomes OpenText MDR, we have a broad suite of security capabilities depending on what that MSP needs. When they've got some gaps in their portfolio or they have another opportunity for vendor consolidation as they're bringing on new clients, we've got a portfolio of cybersecurity solutions that can fit regardless of where that MSP is in their customer journey and in their business evolution.
Excellent. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for your information about the MDR solution with OpenText, about the Pillar acquisition. It's been great having you back on here.
Looking forward to doing it again.
Thank you so much to you at home for watching. If you want to learn more about OpenText, please go to the link at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you're subscribed to our CRN TV YouTube channel, and we'll catch you next time.